Hi guys, thanks for joining us today. You're watching Arts Hub Online and my name is Kim Murdoch. So today we're going to be making corner bookmarks for our craft project. These are really fun, they're really practical. So when I say it's practical, it's something that you can use every day. I like to say that you could practically use it every day if you really wanted to. So a bookmark, you guys know they hold your place in a book. This one's kind of unusual and fun because basically you put it on the page you want to hold, close your book, right? When you're ready to go back to that page, then you've got your spot held and you've got your bookmark. So this is a bookmark that has no decoration on it at all, and you could make them in any color you have, paper or anything like that. But what's really great is when you decorate them, because once you start decorating them, you can literally make any kind of animal, person, or creature you want. So we've done a lot of these in camp. I wanted to share some of them with you today. So for example, we did a farm animals camp. Looks like this cow is talking to you. Oh. Said something. But anyway, you can make all kinds of animals. And here's from a lemur camp we did, and a wildcat camp we did. This one is actually from a lemur camp also, believe it or not. This is the red tomato frog from Madagascar. And some of you may recognize this. This one is Hedwig, a movie character from Harry Potter. So literally, this is just a few examples, but you can turn these into anything. They're really fun to play with. So in just a few minutes, we're going to talk about what supplies we have and what we need for today, and then we'll get started. So let's talk supplies. At the bare minimum, you just need a sheet of white paper. If you have nothing else, a sheet of white paper will work for this project. So that's pretty great. If you have something a little bigger, like a piece of white construction paper, that would work as well. And of course, if you have a whole bunch of construction paper in all different colors, that would be even better. But like I said, if all you have is a sheet of white paper, that will work for you. Another supply that's always helpful are markers. So I hope you guys have some markers at home, but of course you could use colored pencils or crayons or whatever you have is just fine. If you do have a pair of scissors, that would help a lot. And it's always a good idea to have a pencil. And of course, I love to make sure I have a Sharpie on hand. A glue stick is really, really helpful. And for today, I just think it's always good if you have it to have tape on hand. So Scotch tape is clear tape. Masking tape is thicker and stronger. These are things I may not use, but it's always good just to kind of have them handy and have them nearby. So now we're ready to get started. And in just a moment, once you have all your supplies together, I'll show you what the first step is. The first step is to take a sheet of paper like this, and we need to fold it so that it makes a square. So I'm going to be doing this and holding it up as I go. So what I'm doing here is I am folding it like this and creating a nice crease. So I just want to show you what I did there. So here's the whole sheet, folded it down, right? And I'm taking my hands and I'm making a really good crease. What I have now is this piece. You see how this extra piece is here? We need to cut that off. So with your scissors, I want you just to take a moment and cut this part off. I'm going to save this for something else. It's always good, it's smart to hold on to your extra paper for other things. So now what we have, if we open it up, is hopefully a square. Don't worry if it's not a perfect square, but you want it to be basically square. I'm going to fold it again so it's nice and crisp. If you've been to my camps before, you know you can always use supplies like a glue stick, for example, and you can just kind of use it like a rolling pin almost, and that'll give you a really sharp crease. So what I always tell my campers in person is to place this on the table in front of you with this pointy side facing your belly. So if you can see what I'm saying, it's like this on the table, and you're looking straight down at it. Okay, so now I'm going to take a corner and I'm going to fold it down like this. So I'm just going to hold this up for you so you can see what I'm saying. So I took this corner, folded it down, and the corner meets the corner, okay? Turn it back towards your belly again. I'm going to fold the other side down until the corner meets the corner. And I'm going to use my handy dandy glue stick rolling pin. You could, of course, use a Sharpie or even the handle of your scissors. That works really well too. And what I have here is now a diamond shape. And what that was, if we go back to where we started, right? We had started out with a square. We folded it, we folded it, and we folded it. Do you know that this is a form of origami? It's pretty cool. So right now, this is looking pretty good, but it is not a finished bookmark. The next step is really easy, but it's a little confusing to some people, so I want you to really watch carefully. So I'm going to open this up again, and this time I'm going to lay it down on the table so it's facing you. I hope you guys can see that. There are 2 pieces of paper here. I'm going to fold this up until it reaches the top corner, okay? And I'm going to press down just like that. So can you guys see what I did there? I folded that up, just one of those. And now it's looking good, but it's still not a corner bookmark. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it up like this, and I'm going to fold these flaps underneath. I'm going to try to get them in there nice and tight, and I'm going to tuck those pieces of paper way up in there so they're nice and snug. And I'm going to press down. I'm going to use my rolling pin. I'm going to do that everywhere. So, ta-da, I've got a bookmark. See how fast that was? Pretty cool, huh? Now it's time to decide what we're going to turn our corner bookmark into. Right now it's a blank slate. It could be literally anything. But right now, for me, I think a bunny sounds like the best idea. So to make a bunny, I'm going to need a few things. I'm going to need a nose, a pink nose, and I'm going to need some ears, of course. We'll need other things other than that, but for now, those are the 2 main things. So we're going to use this extra piece of paper that we have handy. And to do that, I'm going to fold it in half first. I know you guys like to think about hot dog and hamburger folds. I have no idea what this kind of fold would be or what you would put in here. To me, this looks more like a duck bill. Anywho, what we're going to do is we're going to fold it in half. We're going to open it up again, and we're going to cut on that line. And when we do that, we get 2 pieces of paper that are approximately the same size. So one of these is going to become the bunny's snout and pink nose, and one of these is going to turn into 2 bunny ears. So how do we make a snout and a pink nose? Well, I am going to take my Sharpie. I'm going to put the cap on the back, and I'm going to draw something that looks like a bunny's nose to me. It also looks an awful lot like a mushroom, but that's okay. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give my bunny some really cute bunny cheeks. And I'm going to go ahead and give my bunny a chin. So it's pretty cute already. You can imagine if that was on the front of my bookmark, it would be a pretty big face for a bunny, but that's okay. So I'm going to close my Sharpie. I'm going to do details later. I'm not going to worry about the details right now. And I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm going to just go ahead and cut this shape right out. So remember, I said I wanted a pink bunny nose. You can have whatever color bunny nose you want, of course. Not too bad. Does it make me look like a bunny? Kind of. So I'm going to take a pink marker. If I can find a pink marker. Uh-oh. I've lost my pink marker, guys. Like for real. Oh, it's at the bottom. Of course it's at the very bottom, right? Here it is. So I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fill in my bunny's nose pink. And I'm actually going to take a little bit of red, and I'm just going to give my bunny's nose a little shadow for fun. So that's looking pretty cute. Anybody that knows what I do in my camps knows that I like it when if you're going to leave something white, that you give it a little gray shadow, and that just gives it a lot more information. It makes it look more finished. So I'm going to go ahead and give my bunny gray shadow. So as you can see, it's looking cuter and cuter. I do think it's time for a few whiskers though, so I'm going to add a few whiskers. And pretty cute actually, huh? Do you think I should wear it, Mr. Dan? Mm-hmm. Maybe so. All right, so as you can see, if I were to put this right on the front here, that's really cute already. So I'm going to do just that. So why would I make something bigger than I need it to be? Anybody know? Anybody remember from previous camps or times watching these videos? It's because we need to overlap and we need to have a place for the glue to stick. So here's what I want you to do. You're going to put the color side down, open up your glue stick, and you're going to put glue right on the nose part on the back. And by that I mean, I want you to notice that it's not the entire thing. What do you think would happen if we put glue on this whole thing and press this down really hard? Would we have a bookmark anymore? No. It would be cute, but it wouldn't be a bookmark. We want to keep this flap open so that we can use it later for a bookmark. So I'm going to place my bunny's nose right here, and I'm going to press down, do a little bunny CPR maybe, and I'm going to hold it down until it's really attached. So I'm going to close my glue stick because nobody likes dried glue sticks, nobody likes dry Sharpies, and it's wise to close your scissors so that you can't possibly cut yourself. So we like to do things in a smart way around here. All right, so we've got our bunny looking pretty good, and we need to turn this into a pair of bunny ears. Now it's time to do the ears. So bunny's looking cute. We want to turn this into a pair of ears. So the easiest way to do that is to take the paper you have left over, fold it in half. Now I know that this would be called hot dog, right? You could put a hot dog in there. So we're going to fold it in half. We are going to cut on that fold, and that is going to give us two pieces of paper that are about the same size. I'm going to put one on top of the other like I just did, and then I'm going to place them on the table. I'm going to use my Sharpie, but you could use a pencil if you want to. And I am going to draw one bunny ear. It doesn't have to be as big as the paper, but it has to be bigger than you might think, because why? We have to be able to glue that on the back of the bunny's head, so they have to have a place for the glue to hold it on, okay? So don't make little stubby bunny ears, make them a little bit bigger. Then you're going to take your scissors holding these two pieces of paper together. You're just going to cut on your line, and voila, you've got two bunny ears. So I'm going to use my Sharpie again, and I'm going to draw the inside of this bunny's ear with a few little lines, and do the same thing on the other side. So I added that detail, as you can see, and that's going to help a lot, but I need to put the color in there. So I'm going to take my pink marker that I used on the nose. I'm going to outline the shape first. I'm going to fill it in. And I'm going to do that on the other ear also. I want to have that nice red shadow in there that makes it look kind of cool. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. See how nice that looks? It does look pretty good. It's missing that gray shadow, so I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to take my gray, and I'm not going to color the bunny's ear in all the way. I just want to create a nice gray shadow. So I'm taking the edge of my gray marker, and I'm just going over the edge of my bunny's ears. And so now the bunny's ears and the bunny's little snout and nose, they match. Now, of course, you can have your bunny's ears going in whatever direction you want. And remember, you're going to be gluing them on the back, okay? The front, and here's the back. So if you glue these on the back, you're not going to glue them on like that. They would be backwards. You're going to glue them on like this. So I'm going to take a moment with my glue stick. I'm going to put a really healthy dollop of glue on the front of the ear, and I'm going to glue it on the back of my bunny's head. So I'm pressing down. I always tell my kids to do that. You really don't want it to fall off. See? It's glued on. I'm going to do that with my second ear. Now this is where you can decide what his ears are doing. So maybe he's got one ear that's going down. Maybe he's got both ears going up or sideways. Your bunny's ears can do whatever you want. I'm going to put some glue on the bottom. Again, a healthy amount. I'm going to have this ear going a little bit sideways today, just for fun, just to show you what I mean. So that's really awfully cute already. Our bunny, however, cannot see, he needs his eyes. So we don't need glue for the eyes. I mean, you're welcome to make eyes out of paper and glue them on, but in this case, I think the easiest thing to do is to draw them on and to use a marker, okay? If you have googly eyes at home, of course, you can glue those on. That would be fun. I just want to make sure we're using things that I think you guys really have. So I'm opening up my Sharpie again, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw a curving line and a curving line. Look how cute that is. He looks even cuter. He's having a really good laugh, right? But I want to show some big, beautiful eyes. So I'm going to draw a circle underneath each one of those. And I'm going to do the old reflection mark. The reflection mark is a little sort of an oval near the top. And then I'm going to do the pupil, which is the black part of the eye, partially underneath the reflection. And that's going to make your bunny's eyes look really cool. So I'll hold that up and show you what I'm talking about. Look at that. Pretty nice. So close your Sharpie. I repeat these things over and over again because there's certain things that are really important to get in the habit of, and decide what color eyes your bunny's going to have. They could be green, they could be blue, they could be brown, they could be orange. I think I'm going to go ahead and give my bunny some green eyes today. So I'm going to open up my marker and I'm going to color the iris, which is the colored part of the eye. My eyes are brown. Your eyes might be blue. Today my bunny's eyes are green. But the iris is the part that you color in. So can anyone guess what we're kind of missing a little bit on the outside of these things? We're missing some of that gray marker. So I don't need to necessarily do all the gray everywhere, but I'm going to do a few furry lines here and there. And I'm going to add just a little bit of detail. I'm also going to give my bunny a little bit of a furry chest and a little bit of fur on the side. So as you can see, I finished with the details by adding some of those furry lines. I just want to show you what this looks like. When you have a bookmark that has something sticking up like ears, or like this goat has horns or something like that, it's really cute because when you put your bookmark in your book, those things stick out. So they're always kind of peeking out at you so you can see them on the outside of the book. When you open the page, there they are holding the page for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this today. It's really easy to do. In just a moment, we're going to come back and I'm going to show you how to add an accessory to your corner bookmark. So an accessory is something that you wear that's sort of a decoration. For example, if I were wearing earrings or a necklace or a hat or a scarf, those would be accessories. This guy right here, I think, probably needs a bow tie. So I just wanted to show you how you could add something like that. Of course, here's an example of a hat. So if you wanted to give your guy a hat, you could just make a hat. And if you do that, you could just kind of glue it on. You could also make a hole in the hat so the ear sticks out. There's a lot of things you can do. I'll show you how to do that in a moment as well. But for now, I want to make a bow. And because it's going to be Easter, I think what would be nice would be a really bright yellow bow. So I'm gonna use some construction paper. And here's something I want to mention. A lot of my campers, when they first start doing stuff, they'll draw like a little tiny bow in the center of the paper, and they'll cut it out, and they'll have this teeny tiny bow and a huge piece of paper here. And that's really wasteful. So what I really like to impress upon you is to cut your paper so that you don't have as much to waste. So I'm going to fold my paper in half. I'm going to go ahead and cut that. I've got two pieces now. I'm going to put this one back so that it's nice for another time. And this is still really big, so I'm going to do the same thing actually. I'm going to fold it again, and I'm going to cut again. And this is a great way to not waste paper, so I'm going to use this another day as well. So, and this is actually still a little big. So finally, I've got a piece of paper that's approximately the right size. It's a little bigger than I think it needs to be, and that's not a bad thing. So I'm going to open up my Sharpie, and I'm going to draw a big circle, okay? And I'm going to draw the sides of my bow. And I'm going to hold this up and show you. What I'm trying to do is use up my paper. Don't draw a teeny tiny little bow in the corner or in the middle. Really use up your paper. think about those details as well. And because this is fun, just for the heck of it, I'm going to go ahead and draw some polka dots on my bow. Again, I'm using my Sharpie, and the polka dots on the bow make it really fun and festive. You can color with marker on construction paper if you want to. So I'm going to go ahead and use light green on yellow paper. And I'm not trying to make it really stand out, but if you want it to stand out, you can use whatever colors you want to. I just want to show you how this looks. It's going to make it really, really cute. So I'm getting my dots, my polka dots colored in. See how cute that is already? It's going to look great. So I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm just going to take a moment and I'm going to cut this bow out. And I'm not going to be super concerned about cutting right on the lines. It's an important thing to try to do, but at the same time, if you want to adjust it a little bit as you go, that's perfectly acceptable. Maybe I should wear it. What do you think? So this is a bow that, for example, could go on top like this, but I was imagining it down here for the Easter Bunny. So I'm going to use a good amount of glue because I don't want anything to fall off. I'm going to put a really healthy amount of glue right in the middle of the bow, and I'm going to put the bow just under my bunny's chin, just ever so slightly, just like that. And then I want to make sure he's a sturdy bunny, so I'm going to use a little more glue, just like this, a couple spots, put the cap on my glue, and then you've got a really, really cute bunny. This is a gift anybody would love to get on Easter or whatever holiday you celebrate. I hope you'll try this at home this weekend. So I mentioned that I was going to show you how to do the hat. So let's do that real quick before I go. So I've got a hat, and this is a cool hat. This is actually from, it says Happy New Year 2018. So this hat's a little bit old. So I wanted to update that and show you that you can make different types of hats. So I used some purple construction paper and I drew some hats on there. So these are just some examples. I'm going to go ahead and use this one though today because that seems like the kind of a hat a bunny would wear. So I just want you to know that you can make whatever shape hat you want. Just remember to make it bigger than you think it needs to be. You can always trim it down if it's too big. But if it's too small, it's just really too small. So the hat is looking okay. It looks a little bit like a flying saucer, but I'm going to fix that. I'm going to add some details. And I'm going to add a little feather or a flower in his cap or her cap. And so that's cute already. I'm going to go ahead and just take a minute here and just add a little bit of color. Doesn't need to be detailed. I'm just going to add a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more, but maybe not purple. Let's see. I don't know. How about red? All right, guys. So you get the idea. Got my cute Easter hat, my cute Easter bunny. But I want this hat to go over my bunny's ear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to very gently fold my hat in half, and I'm going to cut a little opening. I'm going to open it back up. Because I didn't fold it real tight, the fold doesn't show up, but I have an opening here. That way, oops, I can just slide it right on my bunny's ear. And that, my friends, is pretty cute indeed. So this is a good example of how you see his hat's kind of flopping on his ear, and there's not a whole lot to glue it to. So this is a good time where you may want to use a little bit of tape. So I'm going to take some of my Scotch tape, and I am just going to tape the back just like that, just one piece of tape, and I've secured the hat. So that is the final finished bunny. I really do hope you'll try it out soon. Next week, I'm going to teach you guys how to make a craft out of a paper plate. This is an Egyptian necklace. It's something that goes right around your neck, And when you wear it, you'll look like an Egyptian queen or king, and you can also even walk like an Egyptian. See you then.